Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning, praise the Lord. Welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's Shubba, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy and excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to y'all today to lead you in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Good morning, Felicia Henderson, Mama Duncan, Nakisha False. It was so good seeing you yesterday, Nakisha. I'm glad you was able to slide through one time for the one time. Linda Hall, good morning. Shine Spells. Good morning to each and every one of you. Yo, this is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is what you reveal on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out, and that's why we shout good morning, because morning, it's a good thing. And I'm glad that you are with us on today as we lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today is day 148, and we're going to talk about I'm growing stronger. I'm strong. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. Much better when I'm sorry. I have to I'm triggered by words. Words trigger songs to me. And so I'm growing stronger. Come on, let's talk about it, y'all. At first, I felt my grief was so large that it would completely crush me, that I would be pulverized into a million pieces, never to survive. How many of y'all felt that? How many of y'all felt under the weight of your grief that it was so large that it would crush you, that it would pulverize you, that it would crush you into a million pieces? Ooh, I don't know where y'all felt it. If you felt like your chest was caving in, if you felt pressure in your head, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it was at the moment when it happened, if you were at the scene. I don't know if it was after the fact. Just trying to process everything, trying to grapple with what happened and what took place. But there are times where you feel the pressure of grief, that it feels like it's crushing you, that it feels like it's going to pulverize you, that you feel like it's just going to overwhelm you to the point that you will not be able to bounce back. Have y'all felt that? You felt the pressure of grief that was so large that it felt like it was going to crush you in the process. But what happened after that, y'all? But then I survived. Woo! I survived, and I began to befriend my grief, and slowly and over time, it seemed to get smaller. You felt like it was so overwhelming, it was so vast, it was so large, it was going to crush you. But what happened? You survived, right? You survived, and what did you do? You began to befriend your grief. Ooh, we continue to talk about that. Grief is my buddy. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to befriend it, right? I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to befriend it. I'm going to acknowledge my grief. I'm going to befriend my grief. And when you start to do that slowly and over time, y'all see that? Slowly and over time. It probably wasn't instantaneous. It probably didn't happen bam like that. But slowly and over time, what happened? You begin, it seemed to get smaller. I forgot what grief model this is, but this is one of those grief models that they talk about, that your grief starts out like this, and it's not that it begins to shrink only because you begin to grow stronger, right? That slowly and over time, it seems like is the weight of it is so heavy that it's going to crush you, but ultimately you begin to grow stronger, right? You tune in to the daily grief devotion every day, and it gives you a little strength. It's like doing exercises. You continue to build your faith and see your therapist, your counselor, your coach, your pastor, all these different places. And so you begin to grow strong. The weight of the grief is still there. It's not that it diminished or it weakened. You got stronger, right? So you got stronger. So now you're able to kind of manage. You ever started working out and like you couldn't do one push up, but after a month or two, now you're doing 5 or 10, right? Because your consistency of showing up, through your consistency of showing up, you got stronger. And what you couldn't do, you're now able to do because you got stronger in the process. The same thing applies through the your consistency of showing up, of befriending your grief, of acknowledging your grief. Your consistency consistency of doing that, it makes you grow stronger so that now you can handle that which you couldn't even lift a minute ago, right? You become stronger. And for so many of you, that's what happened. That's what you have become stronger, right? It's been a year, 2 years, 6 months, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. And not saying that sometimes it's still, you be like, whew, it's still there, but through consistency of befriending your grief, of tuning in to this, of seeing your therapist, your counselor, your coach. Yeah, you still gonna cry, you still gonna all of that, but you are growing stronger. That's what I want you to know. That's what I want. How many of y'all can attest to the fact that you're growing stronger, right? How many of y'all can attest to the fact that yes, this weight is heavy, but as I continue to show up and befriend my grief and acknowledge it and have my moments and sit in my moments, I feel myself gaining ground, right? The now I can't do 10 push-ups, but when I first started, I could do 0 push-ups. Now I'm at least doing 2.5, right? Slow progress is better than no progress, right? I'm growing stronger. But then I realized it's not so much that my grief is getting smaller. I'm getting bigger. That's what I just said pretty much. I'm gaining the wisdom and strength of one who has loved and lost and is working to integrate the loss. It's not wisdom and strength that I asked for or wanted. No, there's no question I'd rather have my loved one back. But nonetheless, here I am growing stronger. I can definitely feel that, like wisdom and strength. I'm gaining wisdom, and that's good, and I'm glad. I'd rather have my loved one back, but in the process, I am growing stronger. I'm getting bigger. It's not wisdom. No, there's no question. I'd rather have my loved one back, but nonetheless, here I am, and I'm growing stronger. Here I am, and I am growing stronger. Here's the final thought. Strength lies not in defeating life's challenges, but in befriending them. I love that. Strength lies not in defeating life's challenges, but in befriending them. Strength lies not in defeating life's challenges, but in befriending them, befriending these life challenges. I say all the time, the same trial that's troubling you is at the same time training you, right? And so our strength comes from we're not going to defeat life challenges. We're going to befriend them. That's how we grow stronger. Today, my brothers and sisters, day 148, we just got that straight. I'm growing strong. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. Questions. If you got questions, holler at your boy one time for the one time. I'm mourning this morning. I woke up crying at 2:44. My husband and my dog. I mean, crying. We love you, Felicia Henderson. Praying for you. Praying for you. Couldn't breathe. Yes, crushed. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't breathe. Like, it's so hard. I was in a store yesterday, and a song that me and my brother always listen to, and I broke down in the middle of the store. Yes, take that moment. You never know when a grief wave is going to hit you. We just said this yesterday. You never know when that grief wave is going to hit you, because when it hits, it hits. And you can be in the middle of the store and the song come on and bam, right? It hits you. And all you can do is ride the wave. Don't try to dry them tears and all that. No, have your moment. People gonna look, let them look. I'm grieving. I'm mourning. They be all right. Have your moment. I'm not gonna ignore it. I'm gonna explore it. Right? Have your moment. Yes, we're growing stronger. We're growing stronger. He's a 12-year Air Force veteran. Oh, yeah. So even today is a reminder, right? Memorial Day. You think about your loved ones that have transitioned, that even served in the war or served in the armed forces. Man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Just know you're growing stronger, right? Slow progress is better than no progress. It's not that your grief is getting smaller. I promise you. The fact is, you're getting stronger. Continue to show up. Acknowledge your feelings. Um, Befriend your grief. Show up, and as you continue to navigate through the process, you will find yourself gaining strength. So continue to go stronger. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, same station. Let's go.